accomplish wonders.
What's the S stand for?
It's not an S. On my world, it means hope.
Well, here it's an S. How about super?
Excuse me.
Can you hear it? I think I can hear Stu Murray 47's Superman song. His theme. Let's listen. Hey, there it is. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Rob's Rogues. And today we're taking a look at the Mattel Adult Collector Man of Steel Superman Movie Masters figure. I knew when they were going to do the Superman Movie Masters, this was one I was going to add to my collection. I'm a Superman fan as well, but also more importantly, that I collected the whole entire Dark Knight Returns line of figures that I thought it would be really kind of cool to have Superman and Batman standing together on my shelf along with my Movie Masters Green Lantern. So I kind of set them off to the side there. This is the only figure I'm planning on picking up. Just because the price point, yeah, it was $15. Like $15.97 at Walmart is where I picked this one up. I didn't see the one with the chain and the key. I thought that would have been kind of cool to pick that one up. That's the one I was actually kind of looking for. But the Superman figures look like they're the same. My belt appears to be painted on. So I thought, you know what? I just want a standard Superman from the film, which, is yet to be out yet. So I'm very excited. We're starting to see a lot of Superman products in the store. My wife is a big Superman fan. So we were heading down the toy aisle and she saw these, from the other end. She's like, hey, look, the Superman figures are out. And I was like, well, I thought they were going to be out. I love the box art in this. Stu Murray 47 did a fantastic job reviewing this figure. I'm going to put a link down here to his review. So if you want to see a super solid Superman fan review a Superman figure, definitely go check out his channel. He is all Superman and Superman related characters. So this is my tip to the hat to Stu reviewing this figure. Hope I do the review justice. But I like the cape right here in the box, if you can kind of see, has all these raised pieces, kind of like some of the, I guess, armor or some of the different parts in the suit. It's supposed to represent that. I love the Superman S shield back here. And he even commented that the Superman S in the back of the package is great. I think he's actually using this as part of his backdrop. But I think this is a really cool looking box. Of course, there's the air holes. Not that Superman needs air holes to breathe. He can breathe anywhere. The other figures from this line, of course, the Superman Jor-El, played by Russell Crowe here, and General Zod. I cannot remember the actor that plays General Zod. His name totally escapes me at the moment. Let's see this here. It says, Man of Steel Superman. Born on the doomed planet of Krypton, Kal-El's parents knew the only chance their child had to survive was to find him a new home, the planet Earth. Here he was found and raised by the Kent family, growing up on a farm in Smallville. As their son Clark Kent, although his body slowly developed extraordinary powers, Clark didn't realize his full potential until he uncovered some links to his birth planet, including I do not know what that is. It embolized blue and red suit, and his journey as a superhero began. So, Goliath, I don't know. You can sound that out for yourself. And it says Movie Masters here, and this is the same read-up that we had on the Green Lantern package and on the Batman package as well. So what we're going to do, I'm going to pause the camera here, and I'm going to tear into this package. I'm so anxious to get this Superman figure out of package and see how he looks against some DC-UC figures, and more importantly, my Movie Masters Batman and Green Lantern. We'll be right back, guys. Hold on. And here we are, I believe I'm saying his name right, Henry Cavill. I've heard people say Cavill. I think it's Cavill, if I'm saying that right. The Man of Steel Superman. I think this is a decent and a nice looking figure, and I'll get into some of the comments that I hear about this Superman and, you know, what I think and all that good stuff. But I like the figure. I like the figure for what it is. Is the face sculpt exactly 100% Henry Cavill? No, it's not. From this distance, he looks a little John Travolta-ish. I think his 5 o'clock shadow is a little too 5 o'clock shadow. But he's not horrible. And at certain shots, at certain lights, he does look like the Henry Cavill Superman. It's pretty close. It's as I'm just kind of looking at the figure here. It is very close. I think Mattel did a really good job with what they have to work with as far as making action figures. Turn some extra little light on here. But you can see the texturing in the suit, and it does in fact feel all texture, and that is just a really nice feature to the figure. All the way down to the boots. And again, not a bad face sculpt. Nice big red cape. There is no S, which I think there should be. I like the new 52 black S as opposed to the yellow S. But they didn't spare any expense. I mean, even with all the detail work that is on the suit, probably in the movie, definitely, that Mattel didn't have to do this with this big cape. I mean, how many of us are going to be lifting up the back of the cape to take a look at the figure? But I imagine those of us that do would probably be yelling and complaining, I can't believe Mattel didn't put all the sculpting in the back of the costume. Those lazy SOBs. So maybe that's why I did it. No red trunks for Superman. And now that we're 2 years into the new 52, I like it. It does look very new 52-ish. Would have been nice if they would have had the red belt, but you know, the belt that is there does look really good. His articulation, his head is on a ball joint. Gets a good amount of articulation. Looks like I do have one black spot there on my figure. So we can get him in some nice looking positions. And my head seems to click. Hear that? So I don't know if that's supposed to be that way. I may have to go back to Stu's video and see if he commented on that. Standard DCUC articulation in the arms, pin and socket, turns at the bicep, bends at the elbow, and there is articulation in the hand, which I wasn't sure there was going to be, but there is. No ab crunch. He does turn at the waist. And then the T-joint, legs forward and back, bend at the knee, bend at the foot, no boot articulation. So aside from the ab crunch, this figure sports all of the standard Mattel DCUC articulation. I like how the cape looks like it's tucked into his shirt. I don't know if it's supposed to be tucked into like the S or not. I haven't really paid attention to the production pictures to see if that's the case. But very, very good. I'm just stand here. And I love, love, love the big cape on Superman. I think that is fantastic. That is something gotta love doing a review, getting over being sick and getting a coughing fit. Sorry about that, guys. I imagine with him coming out of I would assume it's a Fortress of Solitude since he's in the snow. But you just see this cape just billowing behind him. And when you get the background shot where he's kneeling on the ground with his fist into it and the ground is shaking, such a cool scene. And just seeing that cape blowing in the wind. I love my superheroes with capes. It looks really good. Now let's bring up Batman and Green Lantern Movie Masters figures. I filmed a review for the Green Lantern, and I lost it. I don't know if the file got corrupted or whatever, but trying to go back through my camera as he is falling over by the sheer might of Superman. I don't know what happened to it. I don't know if I will film another one, so maybe this is the only time we will see the Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern on film. I think these three figures look really good together from the Movie Masters line. Now, if I'm understanding this right, Warner Brothers has said that depending on how the Man of Steel does will determine whether or not they go full steam ahead with their Justice League movie. Even though Christopher Nolan is a producer on this, I do not think we're going to see the Christian Bale Batman anymore. I think we're going to see a new Batman. It's not known if Ryan Reynolds would reprise his role of Green Lantern. I thought he did a good job playing Hal Jordan Green Lantern. I like the movie. I think, yes, it probably could have been written a little bit better, but I still think he did as good a job as he could with the script that he was given. I think with a little bit better script, I think he would have been really, really good as a Green Lantern. But then again, I still watch that movie. I still like it. Of course, the Christopher Nolan movies are really good. I want to get out of this black Batman scheme. I want to see a normal looking Batman. You know, black and gray. You know, could do like the Arkham Asylum or a New 52 type of a costume. I think that would look fantastic if they do that route. There has been some rumors going around that Batman could make a small cameo at the end of the Man of Steel, possibly. I hope it's not Christian Bale. I know there's going to be a lot of people out there that are like, oh, I want to see Christian Bale as Batman. I think we need to wrap up that universe, leave it alone. We had 3 great movies. Let's do something else. Since this is a new part of a franchise, it'd be great if they just kind of rebrand from there. And if that means we lose the Green Lantern movie, some people I think aren't going to be upset at all. But nonetheless, for posing figures on my shelf right now, this Superman, for the time being, is going to be with his Movie Masters counterparts until we possibly see other Justice League characters get a Movie Masters figure. So we'll have to wait and see there. And here we are with my only other Superman movie figure that I have. And I'm not sure which one this is, but this is my Superman Returns Mattel figure. I agree with Stu Murray 47. There were some atrocious figures from this line. Almost all of them. I sent Stu a couple good ones to kind of fill some holes in his Superman collection. There's some things about this figure that I like, but just seeing 2004 Superman up to 2013 Superman, a vast, huge difference in just the way the figures were made. This is kind of like DC Universe Classics, if you will, or trying to shrink the DC Universe Classics articulation down into a smaller size figure, which I do not think worked at all. I got it just so I could have a movie Superman of Brandon Routh. I still like that movie quite a bit. I know that some people don't, but I do like Superman Returns as a film, and it's interesting and fresh that I want to say the first one was 79, and then we had like the 2003, 2004 Superman. I'm trying to remember the year. Let's see if it's listed on there at all. Nope, can't see it. I'm probably going to get this date wrong, but the Brandon Routh movie I think was 2004, if I remember right. That we've been in the Donner universe of Superman movies. So it's going to be very interesting to go to a theater and have a totally different Superman experience and it not be tied into that universe. So that's going to be really interesting to see. Here we are with my DC Universe Classics and DC Universe or DC Comics Unlimited Superman figures with the Man of Steel. I don't know if the camera's doing it just right, but in height scale it would go the Classics line, then the Mattel, still all Mattel, but the Unlimited line, and then the Movie Masters. I think you can kind of tell where they are. The line kind of goes like this a little bit. So, could work on your shelf. He is a little bit smaller, But just look at the length of the cape for the Movie Masters line compared to the DC Universe Classics lines. I would have loved to see a cape this long on both of these two Superman figures. I think that would be fantastic to have done that. Part of me almost wants to do a custom and get another one of these guys and get another one of him and put the capes on there. But I digress. So just kind of wanted to be able to show you that. I like each of three of these Superman figures. This guy currently is staying with my Young Justice Superboy. This one is on my Justice League Superman figure, kind of going with my Unlimited line of figures and my other DC UC figures. And then again, like I said, he's going to be on my Movie Masters shelf. And the last thing I wanted to talk about is sculptability and the feelings that people have with the Mattel Movie Masters figures, and mentioning other Mattel figures, or in this case we're looking at the Justice League DC Collectibles Superman figures. I've had a couple friends say on Facebook and in other YouTube videos in saying that Mattel this figure is atrocious, they can't get any sculpting right, why can't they do something more like this? And the reason is, I believe Mattel just doesn't have that capability. Mattel, to me, has always been entry-level action figures. Yes, we're paying, the prices of close to this, but Mattel has never really been known for their sculpting. And I've always said this in a lot of my videos, you have to compare apples to apples. This is like comparing, I want to say, a Volvo with a Rolls Royce, but I think you kind of get that sense that, yes, these are both Superman figures, but they are both doing things that are completely different than the other. I don't necessarily want a whole lot of articulation out of these figures. Yes, it's nice that DC Collectibles is starting to do that, but I don't want to start getting figures with all these cut lines and everything like that where all the pieces move. I mean, even this particular Superman where you can kind of see where his ab crunch is. I like that there is no ab crunch in this Superman. Yeah, you can't get him in some dynamic poses unless you're doing ACBA stuff and a lot of those different things. But I think a lot of us get our figures in some type of a pose and then they stand on our shelves. I mean, yeah, I'll take some, dynamic pictures and things like that, but generally I just like looking at the figures on my shelf. And I have a DC Collectibles shelf and I have a Mattel shelf. And I can kind of sort of compare the two, but I don't get mad at one or the other because they're not doing what one of the other two companies are doing. That'd be like getting mad also at the Play Arts figures. Well, Play Arts can do 26 points of articulation. Why can't DC Collectibles, or why can't Mattel? Because that's not what those 2 or 3 toy companies, or the hot toys. We can go and compare all day long. I think you've got to compare apples to apples here. I don't have another. Oh, there we go. Or apples to apples here out of the figures. If you have another DC Collectibles figure, like right around the corner, I've got Killer Croc and Batman from Arkham City, then yeah, I could compare the two companies' figures together. But getting bent out of shape at Mattel for not being able to do what DC Collectibles do, we don't know what their manufacturing process is like. Maybe they don't have the ability to do this type of figure. Maybe they do. Granted, I do not think this figure is $16 worth. I think he's probably more of a $12 or $13 figure. I did mention that he comes with one accessory, is this base right here that's textured like his suit. He doesn't seem to need it, so if I have another Superman that needs a base, I like that Mattel is going back to doing some bases again. I think that's cool. But I just kind of wanted to get that off my chest here. If I really start comparing, I can get why some people may be disappointed with this Superman, but until you get a Superman from DC Collectibles, a Man of Steel Superman, then maybe we can kind of compare a little bit. But even doing my original comparison of these two figures, there's no comparison. It's two totally different toy companies. They're using different plastics, different paints. So, like I said, it's comparing an an apple to a bowling ball. Yes, one is round-ish. So, there, that's my little soapbox for that. Well, we're back here for one final time. Sorry this review has gone on a little bit. I knew I was going to have a few things to say and things I wanted to share about my thoughts on this. I do like it. I'm totally psyched for the Man of Steel. I'm planning on going and seeing Iron Man this Friday, depending on when you watch it. Maybe I will have already seen Iron Man, but it is currently Wednesday right now. Like I said, I'm stoked to see Iron Man, but I'm really, really pumped to see Superman, the Man of Steel. I want this movie to do so well, so we get a Justice League movie that can really rival the Avengers, and of course I'm a big DC guy. I really want Man of Steel to do very well. It is right now listed as the most anticipated movie of the summer, and Iron Man comes in at number 2. So it's going to be interesting to see which of these two movies does in fact come out on top. Again, I love the Marvel Universe. I cannot wait to see Iron Man, but I want to be completely blown away by the Man of Steel. I think all of us Superman fans have been waiting for that perfect Superman movie for so very long. I think the Batman fans, we finally got one in the Dark Knight film series. And for Superman fans, I really hope Man of Steel is going to be that movie for Superman fans. And I know my wife is really excited about seeing Superman because Superman is her favorite character. She's like, I hope this is better than the 2004 Superman. And I said, I hope so too. Granted, I do like the Brandon Routh Superman film, but I just want this to do so very well. So sorry for the long review, but I knew this was going to kind of be a long review. And being a Robin fan and having this much to say about Superman, I think hopefully shows you that I am still a Superman fan at heart. So I definitely think this is a cool figure. I know it's a toss-up between some people. I'm not planning on getting any of the other figures unless I would happen to find them cheap or they're discounted or something like that. Now, if they do make a Lois Lane, I will definitely buy Lois Lane. I think you need to have a Lois Lane. It'd be cool to see Perry White. But I'm crossing my fingers for Lois Lane. And if they come out with a Kevin Costner, Jonathan Kent, that might be a figure I might pick up. But there is no Collect and Connect piece with these this time around, so I don't have the problem of trying to get all of them to put something together, which I think would have been cool. But I think, like Stu said, what would you have done as a Collect and Connect for Superman? So what, the globe of the Daily Planet? It'll be interesting to see if they do a Clark Kent Superman or Clark Kent figure from the Man of Steel line. Who knows? But today we're taking a look at the Mattel Movie Masters Man of Steel Superman. And as always, this is Rob for Rob's Rogue signing off saying we will see you guys next time. Stu Murray 47, kick in the theme song.